sweating. It's so hot. Hello guys, welcome back. So I have had the desire to make a vision board for quite some time now, but unfortunately this past week I allowed my self-doubt and my perfectionism to really hold me back. A lot of stuff happened in my personal life, and that includes an anxiety attack. Followed by the anxiety attack was just emotional exhaustion, which meant that I had no desire to make a video, which ended up stressing me out even more because I don't want to miss an upload. Really quickly, I just want to ask you guys to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be notified of future videos that I will be making, as well as follow me on all of my social media, which is always the pinned comment in the comments, as well as in the description box. So I went to the dollar store and I got a foam board. Now I originally was just gonna use some poster board, which ended up not being the greatest idea just because it was so flimsy that there was really no way of correcting that. And my dog also ended up messing it up because he stepped on it. I'm sure I'll find another use for it, but for now I'm just gonna use the foam board that I got. So I also bought some clear thumbtacks, which I never ended up using, some double-sided tape, because that's just the easiest way to stick them down instead of, you know, double-sided tape just made the whole job way easier, but the corners do kind of lift a bit, so just a heads up on that. I picked out some images that I wanted to have on my vision board and printed them out. Now I didn't go to any kind of special place to print them out. I don't know, I'm just fine with it being regular printer paper. It really doesn't bother me, but it is up to you depending on what you want to do with your vision board. So at some point during the setup of everything, I had decided that if I had the space, I would make my own quote with my little calligraphy pen. So I did also need a calligraphy pen and just a blank piece of regular printer paper to get that done. Now I already have calligraphy pens that I don't actually use that often, but just to let you know, I didn't buy those. So making my vision board, I started out by cutting out all of the images. Obviously, I'm not really great at cutting straight lines, but it's fine. Whatever. Some of them are a little crooked, not a big deal. Then I laid out all the images in kind of the layout that I wanted and that I really liked and that just kind of vibed with me, I guess you could say. And I did end up having some extra space on the board, which was really nice, so I could do that quote. It actually took me quite a while to find a saying that I wanted to do because there were so many words in most of the sayings, but I ended up finding the perfect one, which ended up being prove them wrong. Them is like the voices in my head of self-doubt and perfectionism. So it just worked for me. Also because I just didn't want to overwhelm myself with like having too much to write out and having to fit the space because I didn't want it to take too long. So I was pretty happy with how it turned out, but I did seem to get some nail polish on it, which at first I was going to just use that as the rough draft, but then I was like, nah, you know what? I feel like it just kind of personalizes it a little more because it's got my nail polish on it. So I just ended up keeping the nail polish on there, and I ended up getting some nail polish on the rest of the board throughout the process as well. So that was kind of pooey, but it's fine. I'm not going to fret too much over a couple of lines of pink nail polish. Plus, I really didn't notice it too much once all the other pictures were up there, so it's fine. Once I had the layout that I liked, I apprehensively, and I say that because I have commitment issues, started double taping the images onto the foam board one by one because I didn't want things to get all messed up. I had so much trouble with that tape. It kept sticking it. I actually stuck a picture upside down and things just were a little bit hectic for a couple seconds, a couple of times there. So yeah, I did images one by one with the double-sided tape and I think it turned out really nice. Wow, that's not satisfying at all. Luckily, the tape wasn't like super strong, so it was pretty easy to just correct what mistakes I had made. So once I got about halfway done taping down the images, I ended up kind of realizing that a little bit of color was missing. I found the board to be a little bit too white. I had already downloaded some pictures earlier that I was just kind of saving for just in case. So I quickly sized them and then printed them off. I did end up printing an extra picture off just in case, but I made it way too big and I didn't end up having any room for any more anyways. So I finished taping all of the pictures down after one final adjustment. And if you notice me swatting throughout the video, that's because there were some fruit flies in my work zone because my bedroom is right off the kitchen and we were having a bit of a fruit fly problem that day. So the last step was to cut my foam board to size. I didn't want to use the whole thing because I didn't have that many pictures to put down and I just didn't have the space for that size of a board, which was lucky because I ended up having to redo another board which was basically identical. Like I literally cloned this board to make for a TikTok video because I figured out a kind of a workable setup for the time being that would make it easier for me to put my phone onto the selfie stick and like extend the selfie stick, hold it down with some elastics, and then it can show what I'm doing. But it's fine, I'll put it somewhere else in my room or something. I did end up cutting the foam board with an X-Acto knife that I already had. Well, that my grandma already had, and same with the extremely large ruler that she already had, just to make sure that the line was nice and straight because that would drive me crazy, which I actually ended up kind of screwing up the one corner. But again, you don't really notice it because of all the pictures on there. You don't really pay too much attention to the actual board itself, or at least I don't. So other than the somewhat low quality printing job for the images, I love how it turned out. I'm so proud of myself for actually getting this done. Possibly once I find some like cute washi tape, I might add a little bit just to add a little bit more color because I feel like you can't always have too much color on a vision board unless it's a little bit too crazy, so maybe you can't have too much color. On my vision board, I feel like it'll look really cute if I add a light design washi tape on it. But otherwise, I am so happy with it. I'm so excited that I have finally finished it and that I'm gonna be able to look at it on my desk now because the girl is manifesting. I feel like my camera's been crooked this whole time, but I'm not fixing it. I'm super excited to see what the universe has in store for me for the future, but I'm also just so excited to be sending the message to the universe about what I want and what I'm going to be working so hard to achieve. I really hope that this inspired you to make a vision board of your own. I know that the world is a little bit crazy right now, so it's hard to, you know, have goals, but I'm sure there are things that you can think of that aren't necessarily impacted by COVID, maybe your job, or maybe you as a parent. You want to improve your parenting, or you want to challenge yourself as a parent, or if you want to renovate your house and that's like what your goals are. And if you do, be sure to tag me on social media. All of my social media are the pinned comments in the comments as well as the description box, so please tag me in your vision boards if you do them as well. Be sure to also subscribe as well as like this video because it really does support my channel, and comment down below what your goals are, what you know you would like to see for your future that you're really wanting to manifest. Now just let you guys know, I did watch a couple of videos to kind of get some inspiration / an idea of how the heck vision boards work, and I will have those videos linked in the description box below so you guys can check them out and get any inspiration from them that you want, or you know, if you're super serious about, you know, the manifestation and everything, you can kind of figure out the tricks and stuff to make this shit happen. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, Black Lives Matter. There are always resources in the description box of the video that do help out in the Black Lives Matter movement, and sometimes other links that I can find that are just other worldly issues that definitely need your attention. Don't forget to wear your mask, wash your hands, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. I'm so sweaty. Am I done? I'm so sweaty. Cut.